Guys, it's 5:22 p.m. in sunny Burbank, California, and I was thinking of catching a movie after this. I just need a break from all the streaming. I need to go sit in a movie theater, get some popcorn, get some soda, get some red vines. I just can't decide what to see. So, do you guys have any recommendations?
No.
Yes.
I mean, really, there's a lot of good stuff right now. I mean, we got Thor: Love and Thunder. I still got to see that. I still have to see Top Gun Maverick.
Dude, nope.
There's Elvis.
Dude,
No.
nope.
I've heard Paws of Fury: The Legend of Hank is basically an animated Mel Brooks movie, which sounds kind of fun.
That sounds like bullshit to me, Zach. But
Marcel the Shell with shoes on if I want to cry.
No.
Yeah, I teared up in that movie.
Does anything pique your interest, Casey?
You can go see Black Phone again on Amazon Prime. You can watch it. Did you guys review? Did you guys review Black Phone last episode?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Oh, then nope. I have nothing. Nope.
Yeah, nope.
I just, I was gonna say it's light on horror because I just saw the Black Phone. We just reviewed it, so I don't really need to rewatch that right now. I just did rewatch Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and I'm just really in the mood for a good old fashioned alien invasion movie. Just a real Hollywood blockbuster. We need more of those.
You know what we do have for you though? Fucking Fishmen, bro.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was such a train wreck. Okay.
No, it was perfect. Leave the whole thing in.
You guys were just supposed to say nope. Like you're just supposed to say
nope.
Please leave all of this in because we had 17 takes of this. I don't know if the audience knows. 17.
It was supposed to be. If listeners, this was supposed to be like a Who's on First, like Abbott and Costello,
Back. Here's the thing: we got to stand out from the crowd because my friend Philip does movie reviews here in Arkansas, and his cold open for Nope was the exact same thing.
Was it?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, see, well, you know what? Great minds think alike. I don't know your friend Philip. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
I'm pretty sure like Nightmare on Film Street, Haunted Hangover, and the Purple Stuff podcast all started the same way as well. No, I'm just kidding. You should listen to all those podcasts.
It was too easy. This is why I don't do the cold opens anymore. Chris did a great one last time. I should just let him do it.
I had one too. I had like a big announcement for our audience and stuff, but
now you don't get the announcement at all.
No, They can't hear anything. No, they're not going to get it. Nope. None of us has seen Nope yet because we don't want to die to see a movie. We're saying that before Zach and I go to a full convention next weekend, but it's in a large open space.
Chris, didn't you say you were going to see Nope in like 2 days?
Yeah, I'm going to see it on Tuesday. I just want to save money.
That's probably what I'm going to do too. Like on the way home from work on Tuesday, go to the AMC, use my pass.
Me and Melody were the only two people in Marcel the Shell with shoes on, so I don't think we're risking ourselves too badly.
No, you're good there.
I gotta say, Black Phone was pretty crowded.
It was. I tried to see it at a different theater than the usual.
Now the people listening can just watch it on Amazon Prime for $20.
That's why you gotta go in the middle of the afternoon in Arkansas.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be anyone else in the theater. Everyone else is fucking milking cows and shit.
It sucks because I have to like plan because there's no AMCs by me, so I have to go out to the valley to use an AMC theater.
Yeah, see, I'm in Burbank and I have 3 theaters right next to each other, and they're still all crowded.
Yeah, and they're all AMCs. It's fucking weird. They just opened a new one at the Westfield Topanga. So those of you that are kind of local to the area, check that place out. It's one of the dine-in theaters. But since it's dine-in, the chairs only move about half back as much as they are supposed to recline. Fucked my back up real bad. Don't think I'm going to be going back to that theater. I don't know if I have no other choice.
I still need to do Alamo Drafthouse.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool. I don't drink craft beers.
Their sound is so good, though.
Ours is fake, though. It's not the real one. If it was the one in Austin, I'd be like, I'm going.
Oh,
I bet they have good sound, though.
yeah, I'm sure it's.
I saw
quality.
Elvis at the Alamo, and the sound was fucking amazing.
I just got a new Lumley, but I haven't been to anything at it yet. And brand new. So they've yet to play anything interesting from all the times I've looked. It's just been like regular ass movies. It's like, all right.
Regular ass movies.
Well, we're now 7 minutes in. I probably should introduce the show. So, welcome to another Miserable Podcast.
Oh, we're recording?
Horror Decomposed.
A
Yes, we've been
podcast
recording
about
this whole time.
a podcast about regular ass movies.
I thought this was just our regular ass Zoom.
No, thank you. If this is the first time that you've tuned in, thank you so much.
Yeah,
We
you
are a
fucked
horror
up if this is
podcast.
your first time listening.
We are a horror pop culture podcast. We like to explore
Kris
the
is
kind of
wielding
weirdest.
knives and shit.
We like to look at the weirdest, strangest corners of pop culture and look at mainstream stuff as well. We kind of like to do it all and kind of just look at pop culture through the sphere of the horror genre. So, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy our really weird sense of humor.
Yeah, speaking of which, this is a concept that I'm very proud of that I created, that we always record around Shark Week, that we call it Not Shark Week. And we do water monster movies that have nothing to do with sharks. So what I did is I got us
Yeah, because we have to counter program, you know?
Yes. We're not gonna put on a shitty barbed wire match with a fuck finish. I'll tell you that much.
Humanoids from the deep. They began in the water. They're not human, but they hunt human women. Not for killing, for mating.
Why the girls?
It's my theory that these creatures are driven to mate with man now in order to further develop their incredible evolution.
Humanoids from the deep. Anywhere you run, any place you hide, any time you stop, they will find you. Humanoids from the deep.
Okay, so look. I picked Humanoids from the Deep, the original one, because we needed to come up with something super fast. I did not think of Alligator. We probably should have done Alligator 1 and 2
Oh
instead.
no! Oh, we should have done that.
We could do it again next year. But Humanoids from the Deep, I think, is a really fun movie. And you get a really douchey Vic Morrow in it, and he's awesome. And you get Doug McClure, which, when do you not love Doug McClure, right? And yeah, this...
He wasn't one of the racist ones, I'm guessing.
No, Doug McClure was the good guy. He was the good guy.
Okay.
He's the one that I was just hoping was Tom Atkins the whole time.
Yeah, he's the
I'm
poor
sorry.
man's Tom Atkins. Yeah, 100%. Also, the Monsterpalooza I'm not going to. Of course, Tom Atkins is a fucking guest. Good times. That's the one in October. So I picked this one. I watched it last year, actually, so I've seen it fairly recently.
It was on Joe Bob covered it.
Yeah, and he had a pretty good episode. Lots of fun information on it. I can't remember if he addressed what I think the biggest problem of the movie is. That, I was talking to Kevin and Sean when I was watching it, and we're like, I think there's only one monster suit for this whole movie. Because
that would explain a lot.
even when there's scenes of like 50 monsters running around, you only see one whole monster, maybe like half of one.
It definitely seems like its arms change length at one point.
Quite a bit. Sometimes they get very long. Yeah.
Sometimes, the consistency of the costume is not as good. So maybe they had like one good costume.
And they shot it a
few
lot
other
of times.
Not a good costume. A few other not good
And
costumes.
that's not to say that their good costume is good.
No, it's not that good.
It's okay. Because I've been watching a lot of late 80s, early 90s monster suit movies, and it's not really fair to compare a movie from 1980 against those, because there's years of innovations and Ultra Slime since then. But
this is a far cry from Gilman and Monster Squad.
honestly, yeah. But like, it doesn't really hold up if you put it up against like Scared to Death Sinjanor Monster. He's a really good suit. The whole movie sucks. The suit's great. But before Shape of Water, this was the only time you could see a Gilman fuck somebody on camera. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure there's plenty of other examples that I haven't seen, but you know, we don't watch those kind of movies on this podcast. So
We watch these kinds of movies.
we watch these kinds of movies. Not to say that this doesn't cross some boundaries very quickly.
A bit, yes, a bit.
So we got to give a little bit of a trigger warning at the beginning of this. They kill a lot of dogs in this movie, and it's fucked up.
Yeah, I want to say they break like general like horror guidelines right away because the first two victims are a boy and a dog.
And it's within the first 8 minutes
Like
of the
a
film.
kid and a dog.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that opening kind of sequence where the boat blows up. It definitely feels like all of that stuff was just inevitably going to happen anyway. Like if they had just like caught a really big fish, I feel like the events would not be that different. I mean, it just seems like gross
And see,
incompetence
Chris,
on the part of
you
the
said
fishermen.
the boat blew up. Boy, did it.
It blew up real big.
The explosions in this movie are insane. It
Pretty
looked
crazy.
like they may have killed a few crew members. I shouldn't be making that joke in a movie with Vic Morrow in it, but I guess I did.
I didn't know Vic Morrow's history until looking it up on Wiki.
Oh no!
And I was like,
Welcome to cinema history, Zach.
That's how I learned what decapitated meant when I was a kid.
yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, my parents were watching the trial. It was televised, at least some of it. And yeah, that's how I learned what decapitated meant. Vic Morrow is scary in this movie. He looks like Randall Tex Cobb. He's got a creepy mustache and kind of a perm. And he just looks like somebody that would be a horrible racist that murders people's dogs.
So for people that haven't seen it, let's just give like kind of some basic intro and
Really
like,
quick
about the plot
before
and
that,
everything.
clarifying, this is the 1981. We're not talking the remake. There is a remake. It's good. We're doing the original.
I definitely didn't know there was a remake. You confused me when you were like the original one.
Yeah, there was a cable remake for it. Let's see. I do not know the year for it, but 96. 96. It's decent. It was straight to cable. It's when they started doing a bunch of New World remakes on cable, and it's where they did the Attack of the 50-Foot Woman remake with Daryl Hannah as the woman. Yeah.
So I was one of the things that surprised me about Humanoids from the Deep is that the music is by James Horner.
Well,
The
that's
James Horner?
Fame. Yes.
sexy.
The directors are relative unknowns as far as horror directors. It's Barbara Peters and an uncredited Jimmy T. Murakami, who's mostly known for his animation work. He worked on Heavy Metal and the famous holiday cartoon The Snowman, which is an adaptation of a short story or a novel, a book. But
The
Barbara
real
Peters,
director's a woman, and that's important.
yeah, Barbara Peters mainly was the second unit director on a lot of things, a lot of kind of low-budget exploitation
Corman
comedies
stuff.
in the 70s. And she also directed episodes of Remington Steele. And
It's a good show.
it was, yeah, this was executive produced by Roger Corman, again uncredited, and distributed by his New World Pictures. So the
Sign of
basic plot is this is like set in a fishing town, Noyo, California. Humanoids from the Deep is really trying to capitalize on two things: Jaws and Alien, because it came out right after Alien.
It's really Jaws, though. Like, this Northern
Yeah.
California town is fucking Amity Island. Come on.
It is, just with an alien ending.
Yeah.
Except there's this, except for really the plot of the monsters, like, is just kind of like coinciding with the other plot of this movie that happens to do with all the racism
But
and
I
the
could have
humans.
sworn.
And the plot is similar to Piranha. So
Yeah. Isn't it the exact
Yeah.
same monster origin as
Pretty-
Piranha?
pretty much,
And
just,
as soon as like the humanoids really start attacking, then the plot just kind of just stops, and it's pretty much just like the last like 20 minutes of this movie is just fucking chaos.
And the finale of Pirahna was similar to this too, because there was a big festival at the end of Pirahna too. So,
Yeah, it was just at a water park instead of an amusement park, which is
But
great.
Pirahna was funny.
This was funny.
I didn't think this was
unintentionally.
The third act was kind of
no.
The ending was hilarious. Yeah, we're not going to spoil that. We'll spoil the ending later, but yeah.
So this starts off with this fisher boat is like a kid is killed by something underwater. The boat blows up because they're incompetent.
Nuclear explosion.
Yes. And then all of a sudden, dogs start dying. A dog is killed by one of these mutant creatures. And this group of racist fishermen believe they notice that the Native American fisherman in town, his dog is still alive. So
look at that! The goddamn engine's dog's alive.
Yeah, this is led by Vic Morrow. So they blame it on the Native American resident. Character's name is Johnny Eagle, played by Anthony Pena. So they end up killing his dog. There's one of my favorite scenes of this movie. There's like some sort of reception dance party or whatever. They're talking about this company, I think Canco, is coming to town. They want to build a cannery facility, and spoiler, they are the reason that these mutant monsters exist because of the experiment that they've been running.
Shocked.
But they're there to like announce this, and there's just a lot of tension in town between this group of racist fishermen and this Native American. So he crashes this party, and they end up fighting outside, and it's a really great like extended fist fight.
Yeah, because it looks like he's gonna bust out karate or some shit.
It reminded me of the fight in They Lived. It's not that extended.
Except it's him getting his ass kicked like the whole time.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
the bum rush and the Karate Kid was what I was thinking of.
Oh yeah. I find it interesting that he's kind of like a less active version of the dude from Orca. So it's all tying in all of our Not Shark Week movies in together.
Yeah, this reminded
which
me of
also
Orca.
Orca had like that anti-industrialization of the town thing going on too.
It's a similar looking movie too.
Yeah, I wouldn't have hated it if a killer whale came out and just ate the humanoids. That would have been great.
It's similar to Orca because it kind of like looks like a 70s like serious movie, but then goofy shit starts happening and it doesn't quite match the tone of the rest of the movie.
I'd say once you see the effects they use for the dead dog and you see how goofy that shit looks, it's downhill from there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an 80s script in a 70s movie is what it feels like.
Yeah, and it was right on the cusp there. It came out right in 1980, so that totally makes sense. But the ventriloquist dummy is right out of the 80s. Yeah, I mean, like, really, we're introduced to a lot of people, and two things happen. Either they make sour faces and fight each other, or try to find out what's going on, or they get raped by the creature from the Black Lagoon.
We meet a lot of like teenage couples that are making out and dancing along the beach. There's one scene where this couple's making out and you just see a girl in the background just watching them and enjoying watching them make out and just like being really into it.
We need more watchers in movies.
And the fish man was ready for that.
She's just like, all right, yeah, get it on, let's keep going. Like she's just like really enjoying it. It's and then as she meets like a terrible demise in this movie, that same character, and she's one of the sweet girls. That's another my issue with this movie.
So it kills all the nice people.
All the nice people are killed in this movie, and then like the asshole characters, like Vic Morrow's character, Hank Slattery, he gets saved.
Yeah, so, he gets to live it. The racists all live.
So yeah, I think the problem with this movie, really more than anything, is it doesn't have a strong lead character or protagonist. It's kind of it's not very clear cut who the protagonist is right away. You kind of are led to believe it's one guy, but he's never really made to be a strong lead. He's just sort of
Doug McClure doesn't do shit really.
Yeah,
but
he's just a generic fisherman. His wife's in town.
Yeah,
and he stands up for the Johnny Eagle character.
So you're like, okay, he's like a main dude then, right? But then it's like the rest of the movie.
But he just kind of he sort of disappears. He floats in and out. Johnny Eagle should have been the main character.
Yeah, totally. It feels like there was even racism in the studio part of like not just making Johnny Eagle the the main character.
There's another blonde, like Beach Boy dude who is with like Johnny Eagle and
He just drives
Doug
cars
McClure,
a lot.
and yeah,
It's always
with the group of
driving.
good guys.
With Mark Hamill looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then there's a doctor. I think her name's Susan Drake, played by Ann Turkle, who I guess the company she works for caused the whole issue.
They were genetically engineering fish to be more plentiful for the canning place. And apparently these green gillman-like creatures are mutated salmon.
They like gave them. I got this from the wiki because I sort of like missed the explanation in the movie because it just happens really quickly.
Oh yeah, I missed it completely.
They give them like growth hormone apparently to like increase the size of them, and then the salmon escaped the facility and they were eaten by other fish, and that mutated into these creatures.
Okay, so the other fish, it explains why they look nothing like salmon. Then
the humanoid features come from somewhere.
Oh, because there was cum in that growth hormone.
I think maybe they were supposed to have been eaten by the coelacanth fish.
The
which looks more like
coelacanth.
The janitor who was
Whatever,
jerking
however you
off
pronounce that.
into the fish tanks.
Yep. There's jizz in it. That's why they're so horny too. We just wrote the rest of the movie that they
These
forgot
are
to
just
mention.
like so the MO of these mutant sea fish things, bipedal sea monsters,
They're humanoid.
is to humanoid sea monsters is to kill the men and then rape the women.
Yeah. Kind of problematic.
Yeah.
That's the whole movie.
More men should have been raped in this movie.
Yeah. Vic Morrow. Yes. His character was a piece of shit. We're not saying that about Vic Morrow himself. Great man.
Do we think they were going with some sort of allegory? What with Johnny Eagle's character, and like the humanoids are supposed to be like the white men who invaded other people's land and took their resources and raped women and things, or do we think there was some sort of allegory they possibly were going
Chris,
for?
Normally I'd say yes, but this is a New World Pictures release.
That's true.
So
I did some research on my own, and then I realized halfway through the movie, like, nope, that doesn't have anything to do with it.
yeah, because it's like, okay, that's like expecting it from Full Moon. You know what I mean?
Too deep.
We
It's
love
too
Full
deep for
Moon,
this
but come
movie.
on.
Because apparently the director hated all of the rape scenes that were added.
Yeah, added without her consent, basically, by this
is
other ghost director.
Absolutely one of those don't think too hard, just take it at face value kind of movies.
Yeah, and I definitely
which I know are
wasn't.
Chris's favorite.
I loved the last 20 minutes of this movie, though. Like
No, the festival is like, it goes on a long time. It like probably longer than even the carnival scenes in like Ghoulies 2. This isn't Ghoulies 2.
No,
but
I feel like Ghoulies 2 was influenced by this, because who's the big ghoulie in Ghoulies 2?
yeah, he does look sort of
The
like
fish
this,
ghoulie.
but the ghoulie has more character than these guys.
Everyone in this movie has more character than... Everyone in Ghoulies has more character than
Oh
anyone
yeah,
in this
100%.
movie. Yeah.
Phil Vondacaro should have been the lead of this movie.
Yes,
That
he
would've
should.
That would have made it 100 times better.
He was part of our film festival last weekend.
We need to get Phil on this podcast.
Yes, we do.
Like, really, really should. Anyway, the last scene is just like there's a carnival that they're celebrating because I'm not sure what they're celebrating.
Well,
I think it's just a carnival.
second to last scene, Zach.
Second to last scene.
Mm-hmm. We got to talk.
Yes, it is. It is the second to last scene. So yeah, we get a couple scenes of them before that, like going out in a boat and they discover this mutant sea monsters, and then they alert everybody. And so there's just lots of random attacks throughout this movie. And then we do get some pretty good. There are some good practical effects. There's a scene where a guy is like mauled, and then you see like half his face has been like.
Yeah, the gore effects are good. The monster
Yeah.
suits. If you've seen the monsters from Party Beach, they're about a step up from that.
Maybe like a slight step up from the guy we see at Monster Palooza all the time.
Yeah, they don't have golf balls for eyes or ping pong balls for eyes, and I think we should be thankful.
But that guy has a lot more personality. So
Absolutely.
anyway, but yeah, so this final act is just these monsters. They like come up from like the boardwalk, the ramp, the dock. Sorry, the dock.
Pier.
This wooden dock pier.
Dick.
And they start dragging people in. So you get lots of shots of people like dangling on this pier and this
One
dock.
at a time.
One and people trying to help them. There's my favorite characters in this is there's like a radio DJ and he's interviewing like Miss whatever the name of the town is.
Oh Jesus!
Or Miss Salmon or something. I don't know what she is.
Salmon.
You know, she had a fucked up name like Miss Salmon. She did, yeah.
And so he's just like interviewing her, and then all of a sudden this chaos breaks out. It's just like, what's going on?
And then he just like continues to like narrate the chaos that's happening. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't run. He's just like, oh my god. He sounds like he's having fun too. He's like, oh my gosh, everyone's being mauled, ladies and gentlemen. This is crazy. That
I
one's
gotta
being torn
love that the
apart."
townspeople got together with like sticks and bricks and stuff and beat the shit out of a couple of them to death. No lady with an iron. Evil did not die tonight.
Yeah,
But
there's no
very
like,
reminiscent.
there's no like clever plan that really happens or like
It's just
nobody
a
being
mess.
like, oh man, the monsters have run into the bait shop. We have to blow up the bait shop or anything like that. There's no like Gremlins-esque like
They
cleverness
eventually
to this.
just say, "We're out of monsters. Let's go home."
Yeah, pretty much.
Two of our leads are on a boat away from the action, like trying to like put some gas on something to like light a fire, so they're not helping at all.
Yeah.
Doug McClure and I think the doctor. Johnny Eagle is in the action and helping people along with
He
him,
gets
the Beach
fucked
Boy
up,
dude.
like his face is all swollen and shit.
He does, yeah. But he the scene where he saves Vic Morrow, I did like that scene, even though I felt like Vic Morrow's character should have like bit the bullet right after that. Like he does save a scene, so you get kind of Vic Morrow going, "Oh, I shouldn't have been an asshole, to this dude."
I
He's gonna be
think
an
he
asshole
should have
again
said
the
that,
next
and then he
day.
should have still let him die
Yeah,
on purpose.
yeah,
He killed his fucking dog, bro.
yeah.
on.
I mean, he shouldn't have saved him, but like
Yeah.
I do want to say I feel like these these creatures aren't like that fast. I don't think it would have been that hard to outrun them.
Yeah,
There's just
no,
like
really.
people that are just cowering in fear. Like the radio DJ, one of the creatures comes right over to them and is just sort of like jostling back and forth. And the guy just
Hobbles
like,
around.
yeah, and he's just like just standing there like narrating the thing, and then he gets mauled to death. And it's like, well, dude, you could have just like jumped over the thing, like, or like gone
was-
through the tent
He was
behind you.
committed
Like,
to the broadcast, Zach.
he was.
He was gonna give the people listening their money's worth, even though no one pays to listen to radio.
I don't think we find out what happens to Miss Salmon. We just see her run away. So.
I mean, I'm glad they didn't get a
Filleted.
chance to film an
But
alternate scene.
there
for her.
are multiple scenes of the creatures like cornering somebody, and then just like you get like a little dance sequence with the person trying to run away.
Yeah, like they're trying to block him
And
in basketball or
it
something.
just makes me
yeah.
think of that scene from Scary Movie where the girl is trying to like get through the garage door like hole, and she's like trying to dodge back and forth between the guys
Jesus.
from a Scary Movie. Hilarious. That's just what
But
I kept
it's-
thinking of.
But it's
multiple
serious
times.
in this movie.
But it's supposed to be serious.
I think it makes the movie more fun that it kind of sucks though. I gave it a solid 3 stars. I'm just giving the rating now so we can spoil the ending. So what did you guys think?
Chris, what was your rating?
Yeah, I gave it like a 2.5. I think. I mean, I don't think it's like a good movie, but it definitely like kept me interested the whole time. And every like few minutes, it was like, what the fuck? I mean, the ventriloquist dummy in the tent. I was like, what the hell is
Oh.
happening?
We get a spookies guy, yeah.
Yeah, I was with you, Chris. 2.5 stars. It was entertaining, but yeah, not
Now
a
let's
good.
talk about the ending real quick. So fast forward a couple minutes if you don't want to get
If you don't want to be spoiled on Humanoids from the Deep.
So one of the girls that was raped was impregnated.
Oh God, I forgot.
Yes.
Yeah. And the end of the movie is the monster tearing itself out of her stomach. A scene that has been ripped off quite a bit. This is a very influential scene. This isn't the only movie with that ending. Redneck Zombies kind of has the same ending, but it doesn't tear its way out.
I just rewatched Bride of Chucky, and it basically has the same ending.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I do want to know if this was the first movie to rip off that ending, because it came out a year after Alien. Like,
Yeah, but it wasn't the ending of Alien with it popping out of the guy.
okay, but it was a scene they took from Alien.
Yeah,
a
I think
scene
the
in Alien.
Italians
Really
may
influenced.
have it beat. I'm not completely sure, but I think the Italians may have it beat.
Because what does that scene happen like midway through
Yeah,
Alien or
it's
something?
directly
Yeah, but there were a
midway
lot of Alien ripoffs in Italy that might have made it out the same year because they work fast.
Yeah, this just made me want to rewatch Alien because it's been a long time since.
It made me want to rewatch Shocking Dark for some reason. But
and Ghoulies too. Made me want to watch.
I'm
Ghoulies
sorry, did
too,
I say Shocking Dark? I meant Terminator 2, the real Terminator 2.
But yeah, I do want to say, if you were trying to kind of counter program for Shark Week and you want to watch some non-shark themed ocean set,
watch Alligator,
schlocky creature movie, B movies. Watch Alligator, for sure. But this is a fun one. Or just throw on the last 20 minutes and you'll get your money's worth.
It's on Shudder and it is on Tubi also, so you can watch it for free. You have no excuses other than your own cowardice to miss this movie.
Yeah, and check out the Joe Bob. I actually
distaste.
I don't think I saw all the Joe Bob.
It's got some really good stuff. It's pretty good.
I'm sure he's got like the full kill count list and stuff as always, and all the.
Oh yeah, at the very beginning, yeah.
All the probably nude bodies you see.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you want all those numbers, check out the Joe Bob episode.
Yeah, he'll give you the drive-in totals right at the beginning. I do got to praise Shudder a little bit. I got something to talk about Shudder, but I need you to play the intro for Don't Cross the Stream, Zach. Psh, psh, that's a big Twinkie. Psh. Okay.
All right, I think you just introduced it, so this is Don't Cross the Streams.
All right, awesome. So Shudder this week, just yesterday, actually, or the day before yesterday, as we're recording, just released This Is GWAR, the awesome documentary on GWAR, one of the most interesting, greatest bands ever. I fucking love GWAR. I gotta tell you a story about GWAR. Okay, so first time I learned about GWAR, I was in the 5th grade. This kid had a Thrasher magazine, the skateboard magazine.
Mm-hmm.
They had a whole write-up on a GWAR concert in there. I was fascinated. I'm like, dude, can I buy this magazine from you? Because this is the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life. And he's like, yeah, sure. I'll sell it to you for like 50 cents. I'm like, sold. And so I got this old beat up Thrasher magazine with GWAR inside. And we used to eat inside the cafeteria and they had to dismiss you to go play. But if you were like too loud, they wouldn't let you go out. And the principal got really mad and started yelling at our class for being too loud. And she actually had us like sit down at the front of this cafeteria auditorium and it was like kind of chewing our class out for a while. And I'm like, well, I'm a quiet kid. This doesn't apply to me. So I was like reading the magazine while she was chewing me out, chewing the whole class out. Me and my friend Matt were reading it. So of course she comes over to us and we both get referrals for ignoring her and reading the magazine. But you know what? It was worth it because GWAR was in that magazine. So they've been a favorite band of mine for a while. This documentary is great. It goes from their early days of being an art project of this dude Hunter that is also known as Techno Destructo. He's a wrestler on the West Coast now. And he basically created GWAR for a movie. The band kind of took everything over. He eventually left the band. All kinds of stuff happens. There's drama. There's cool behind the scenes stuff. You get interviews from almost everybody. I would have given this 5 stars if it didn't omit some stuff because there's some weird omissions in here. For one, doesn't mention Holliston at all. And Adam Green's in the documentary, so it makes it like extra weird. So there's probably some footage that got cut out talking about Holliston, which again, if you haven't seen that, watch it on Shudder. It is a horror fan sitcom. You will love it. And Odorous is in it. Also, after Dave Brockie, Odorous's death, there was another singer that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way and got kicked out of the band. And they don't mention her at all. They kind of gloss over it to give the documentary a more happy ending with their current singer. So that was kind of weird. And I felt like they were kind of like scrubbing history a little bit and not. I wanted to hear the dirt. Like I watched the documentary because I wanted to learn more about that specific period because I'd already heard about all the other stuff.
What have you heard about what issue she caused? Because I don't know anything.
I don't want to say anything unless she's if she's litigious in any way, which I heard she might be.
Okay, fair enough.
She's pretty well known now. She's the person that makes like all the wrestlers' pants that are like the leather pants like Braun Strowman wears and stuff. She's like that custom pants person to the stars. But yeah,
Seamstress.
Yeah, so I give this documentary 4 stars. I do recommend it. Don't worry about that omission. If you don't even know what I'm talking about, that won't affect you. Just act like it never happened, and this documentary will be fine to you. I talked to my friend Tracy, aka Little Buddy. All right, my high school friend, biggest GWAR fan I've ever known. Like he's met everybody. He goes to the concerts all the time. He even said, "Love the documentary. The ending was really weak, though." So I wasn't crazy thinking that. If Little Buddy, the most hardcore GWAR fan that I know, thought the same thing, you might think the same thing if you're even tangentially know what's going on with GWAR. But if not, watch the documentary just to see all the cool shit that they made. Okay, even if you don't like GWAR's music, just watch all the cool visual stuff that they've done. You get Weird Al in there talking about it.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, you get Tom Kinney, and I mean not Tom Kinney. Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Tom Lennon. Jesus Christ. Reno 911, dude. Officer Dangle. You don't get
Tom Lennon.
SpongeBob talking about it. You get Officer Dangle himself talking about it. You get Weird Al talking about it. You get Adam Green talking about it. You get a lot of really influential rock people talking about it. You get Bill S. Preston Esquire himself talking about it.
Hell yeah.
Alex Winter. And yeah, it's really good. So yeah, please check that out. That has been Don't Cross the Streams. It's on Shudder. It's a Shudder exclusive. That's the only place you're going to see it. Unless you bootleg it, you filthy son of a bitch.
Guys, I need just a your quick thoughts on the Rob Zombie Monsters remake trailers. Now that everyone else has talked about it, I need to gather your thoughts.
Okay, so I saw him tweet, and he said, for all of you that were worried about not getting a home release of this that you can keep because it's on Netflix, it's coming out on Blu-ray and DVD. And you know what I say, Robert Cummings? I say, show me those people that were worried, because they didn't fucking exist. This looks like shit.
I did hear he did put out a response
in other words,
because people were critiquing, like saying he had like a way bigger budget than he did.
And he didn't. He had no money. But you know what? I like 2 of the guy's movies. Okay, I love his music. 2 of his movies. I like House of a Thousand Corpses, and I like The Devil's Rejects, and that's it. When I heard that he got this project, I cringed. When I saw who got cast as Lily, I cringed so hard that I may have thrown my back out for about a week.
And then when you saw the trailer, your cringe went into a new dimension.
Yeah, it turned into self-harm and flagellation.
Yeah. It's the only way I can describe this trailer is it's very cringe.
Kris, are you that? I know Casey's a big fan of the original Munsters series. Are you that? How familiar are you with it?
I mean, I watched it. Like, it was on Nick at Night when I was a kid for a little while, and I definitely watched it, but never, like, I couldn't tell you what happened in a single episode.
I love it so much. I gotta say, the episode where Herman becomes a wrestler, one of the greatest episodes in television.
I will say, when I was growing up, I remember they did like a little reboot on ABC, and there was like the Munsters, like Christmas or whatever special. It was like on ABC Family.
There was another one when I was a kid in the 1990, 91-ish called The Munsters Today.
Okay.
That was a full series, and it was really, really bad, but I watched it religiously. So maybe 10-year-old me would be all over this movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. The Munsters Scary Little Christmas, is that it? Would that be right? Yeah, The Munsters Scary Little Christmas. Yeah. That's what this movie reminds me of. The trailer for it. It looks like kind of like a made-for-TV ABC Family, late mid-90s.
It's a made-for-Netflix movie. I mean, the only thing is, a lot of made-for-Netflix stuff is awesome.
Or, you know, it reminds me of something like what was the Frankenstein movie I talked about in our bogus Frankenstein and pop culture episode that like was very like a 90s. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
right?
Jesus, yeah.
It was like
I think that's giving this trailer too much credit, but yeah.
I didn't think it looked as bad as you did because I kind of just dug that it was really like an old school vibe. But like I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and wait until it comes out. But it doesn't look like what people thought it was gonna.
I mean,
look
I'll
like,
watch it. I just don't think I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you do something with monsters in general, not even the Munster family, and you have this vibe, I'll probably watch it.
Billy Frankenstein. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. You know how much shitty Addams Family stuff I've watched and sat through? I mean, come on.
It's weird that it's in color.
It is. It is definitely
it doesn't
weird.
feel like it should be in color.
But even the original cast got some color stuff. I mean, there were movies.
Yeah, it's just also Fred Gwynn is such a like great personality that having anybody else kind of try to be like Fred Gwynn is going to be just weird.
Don't even get me started on Yvonne DiCarlo. Thank you very much.
I rewatched the Brady Bunch movie not too long ago, and that's kind of a
tremendous
fun
movie
that holds up.
Yes,
in a really fun way because it's so because like the whole premise of the movie is how this like really cheesy sitcom from the 70s clashes with like 90s cynicism. But you watch it
which is 100% the Munsters today's plot.
Yeah, you watch it now, and it's funny because the 90s cynicism stuff is just as funny and just as dated. But yeah, it doesn't seem like that's what this is really going for. I don't really know.
Have you seen the second one, Kris?
Oh, the Brady sequel?
Yes.
Not since I was a child.
It's revealed that the professor from Gilligan's Island was Carol Brady's first husband.
Oh, yes, I do remember that joke. Yeah. I can't remember if that movie is...
Hey, that very well could be canon. It could be canon. Sherwood Shorts created both shows. It could be a thing. We'll never know. He probably took it to his grave. I don't know if he's still alive. I'm assuming he's dead.
I just remember the Vincent Price episode of The Brady Bunch.
I have a painting of that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see how it comes out very soon, so we'll see how it shapes up.
Dude, you know what else comes out soon, dude? You know what else?
Why are you so excited?
Toys!
Calm down.
Toys.
Casey, how many toys have you like pre-ordered in the last 48 hours?
Oh fuck, dude, I don't even know.
Every tweet that I've seen of him in the last 48 hours is like him pre-ordering another toy, and he's like done this like 20 times, I swear.
Well, see, the thing is though, like they're not coming out until like next year, and they don't charge you until they ship. So it's like it's costing me nothing to pre-order these things, and I'm just peppering the next year or so with toy releases that I'll pay for. So I haven't been like spending a lot. Except for the No Holds Barred 2-pack, I did buy that. They charged me immediately for that. I got 2 of them. If you need one, you can buy it off of me.
I do not need to own a Hogan figure.
Listeners, I have an extra. Yeah, so Comic-Con exclusive that I was kind of going crazy for getting was from the Hulk Hogan cinematic masterpiece No Holds Barred, featuring him and Zeus, played by Debo from Friday. It was a little interesting that was a 2-pack. I had to get it. On the shelf, Zeus will be going over. Hogan will be doing the job for Zeus. And yeah, I got that. It was pretty cool to get that. It was hard to get. But there were a lot of horror toy announcements, which is what I want to talk to you about, because there are 2 companies that are really competing with each other right now, and they are starting to step it up. And that is Neca, which you all know and probably already have some of their figures. And there is Jada Toys, which they're doing a bang up job. Their figures are hitting stores more now. They're just more available in like specialty places, so you don't see them at like Target or stuff like that. So you might not have them, but they're really good. So we're talking about Universal Monsters based figures specifically. Okay. Universal has licensed out to both of them because they're different scales. So Jada Toys are more like the 5 to 6 inch scale, and NECA's in their standard more like 7-inch scale. So they're a little bigger. They're really great. The difference between the 2 companies for the most part is that Jada does not license the likeness of the actors. They're just doing kind of generic versions of the characters. So they're not specifically doing Lon Chaney as Wolfman. They're doing Wolfman. They're not specifically doing Bela Lugosi as Dracula. They did a Dracula. That's changing, but this is how things are right now. Okay. So the first wave Jada did, they did 4 figures at once, which kind of kicks NECA's butt a little bit because they've been doing one character at a time. They released Creature, Bride of Frankenstein, Frankenstein's Monster, and a generic Dracula at the same time. Since then, they've released a special edition Dracula, which they had on sale at Comic-Con and at Monsterpalooza. And they have shown that they have the Bela Lugosi license and are doing a Bela Lugosi Dracula now. NECA is doing the exact same thing. They just announced Bela Lugosi Dracula. They just announced The Invisible Man. They have a Mummy out. They have a Wolfman out. They have Frankenstein out. Okay. So Jada's a little bit ahead because they have more characters out right now. They just announced The Invisible Man and the Wolfman at Comic-Con. They're available for pre-order. What's interesting though is when Zach and I saw their booth at Monsterpalooza, we both could have sworn there was a Phantom of the Opera in there, and he was gone at Comic-Con. So maybe they didn't get the licensing.
Maybe he wasn't there. Yeah, I don't know.
I could have sworn he was though, dude.
I mainly remember their deluxe, the Frankenstein figure set.
Yeah, but remember, like, it was Phantom, but also like Mask of Red Death Phantom as well.
Maybe.
I don't think I was imagining that. Yeah. Also they do the monster cereal figures, so you can get your Creature, you can get your Wolfman, you can get your Dracula, and you can have them fit in scale with Frankenberry and Chocula, which is awesome. And also, they didn't tell this to people at Comic-Con. They told us at Monsterpalooza. They are doing Boo Berry. Don't worry about it. I asked, what about Fruit Brute and Yummy Mummy? And I got an answer like, you're fucking dumb for even asking. So Zach was there. He could verify. But
Fruit Brute cereal is back this year. So if you're looking for that, at least it's back in a form.
Also, Jada did an interesting thing. They're like, oh, we're going to add articulation to our figures now. We're going to put butterfly joints in the shoulders, which basically means you can go like this, okay? Zach and Kris, which character do you think, which Universal monster do you think would need the least extra articulation?
The least?
Frankenstein.
Yes. Okay, you're close.
The mummy.
Yes. They decided to debut the butterfly joints with the mummy. And I couldn't figure out why the fuck they're doing it, but I think I understand now, because I think the butterfly joint might let him do the cross the chest arm folds.
That makes sense, yeah.
I think. So that's it. Because when they first said it, I laughed. Because I'm like, that's the least mobile character of them all. But yeah, their stuff's really great. NECA, they showed off their Bela Lugosi Dracula. It is really cool looking. It looks a lot like him. It has some cool... I don't know if the coffin's going to be an accessory pack they sell later. I think it is. That was kind of in their teaser images. Because both Frankenstein and the Mummy have had accessory packs. Like you can get a sarcophagus for the Mummy and stuff like that.
I did see their NECA Halloween 3 Season of the Witch set in person, and that looks really, really slamming.
It's pretty beautiful. They've been doing great Alien and Predator stuff. They did announce that they have the license for Prey, so they're going to be doing figures for that. Which I've heard great things about that movie so far. Mm-hmm. And they've also announced, some more turtle stuff. No really big... They didn't show the Krampus figure again, so we don't even know when that's coming. It was announced. We don't know when it's coming.
Are they doing the slightly different turtles design for the sequels?
Yes, they did. They actually released those last year.
That was partly a joke.
No, but it's real. It's real. They did a 4-pack too, so it's pretty expensive. I collect more of the animated turtles, so I did get the Comic-Con 4-pack.
Did you get any of the... I'm sorry, Casey.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, did you get the monster versions of the turtles, or have you not, because Mikey is a mummy?
I haven't, because Mikey's a mummy. And I'm hoping that Super 7 does it instead in their line, because their line's based directly off of the toys, so they're allowed to do that. I think NECA had to change it up because their license isn't just the toys.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on right now at Comic-Con and everything. Lots of news. I was excited to hear that Zach Galligan is going to be in Gremlins: Secret of the Mogwai, the new animated series that's going to be on HBO Max, I think.
Oh, yeah.
He's not playing
glad
Billy
it's
though.
Not a live action remake or adaptation of any kind.
I would like
That's
to see a sequel of some sort, because it just seems like there
No.
should be.
The
Yeah, I know,
prequel
but-
idea is weird as shit, man.
It is. It follows, I think, the old man who's named Sam Wing, I think. Is
Yeah,
his
like as a
character's name?
kid in China, right?
Yeah, so Zach Galligan is not playing Billy. He's playing a different character. But it's glad to see that he's been involved with the show. And I know James Hong is on the show. So it's got a good cast. It's a very good cast.
Also, big Comic-Con announcement. Blade is coming out in November of next year, I think. Not a lot of Blade talk at the Hall H panel for Marvel. I was a little sad. Motherfuckers always got to ice skate uphill.
The nerds are just too excited about their new Avengers movies.
Yeah, they're doing Avengers movies 6 months apart, but it's right after Fantastic Four. And they're still not giving us goddamn mutants. I mean, they gave us a goddamn mutant. I'm not going to spoil and say what happens in anything that's out right now, but we get a mutant. And plus we got a reveal of Namor the Submariner, which he's a great character. He's like if Aquaman was a fucking asshole. I love the character so much. He's a complete piece of shit, and he's so great. A little excited about that. Did we get any horror announcements of any substance the whole time at Comic-Con? Because, oh God, I forgot one. I forgot a toy announcement that is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life, you guys. So, Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. You were very excited about these. I remember I saw your reactions.
Star Wars not a horror movie.
I think I said, if you'll excuse me, I have to go beat my dick like it owes me money. No, it was a clone trooper painted black. So it's a Halloween series. What sucks, you can't pre-order it anywhere. It's gonna be hard to get. They have a clone trooper with a skeleton painted on his outfit. He's basically black with a green skeleton. The real main event, a werewolf Wookiee. And it comes with a vampire porg.
Like a pumpkin pail or something.
Oh,
like
dude, it's not just a pumpkin pail, brother, because I came prepared for this episode. It's a pumpkin Camptono case right here. This is my real Star Wars. Do you know how I've been fighting the urge to repaint this wonderful collectible that's all painted, distressed, and messed up and everything into those pumpkin colors?
I just don't know how you have a room in your house for all this stuff.
Okay,
I
so
don't either.
What's sweet is this is my this is a working safe. So I keep my passport and stuff in here. So you just need to find practicality for everything is what I'm saying. So like I can
Are these new Star Wars Halloween figures, are they in the same line as the droid figures that you showed me before, like the Halloween themed?
The Halloween themed droids are the 3 3/4 inch ones.
Those are park exclusives, right?
Those are park exclusives. These are available at stores, I guess, but they're the 6-inch. They're Black Series. They're 6-inch figures. So check it out. Hold on.
This is great for listeners.
It is. Yeah.
Casey is trying to open the safe here.
I think
Listen to the beautiful noises of the clicking.
Yeah, there's no like audio payoff for it, but it is kind of cool.
This is the ASMR section of the
It's basically the very item that Werner Herzog pays the Mandalorian out of. That's what it is. And his figure comes with a little mini one, but the Wookiee comes with
coolest
the
waste paper
McDonald's
basket.
Happy Pail version of it, which is amazing. And a vampire porg. You may wonder how Wookiee works. He has extra ears. He's got little pointy ears on top.
One last thing we can touch on before we do our outro here. They did release the Halloween Ends trailer, and that certainly was a trailer.
It was. It seemed like it had a lot of footage from Halloween Kills, Halloween 1.
Yeah, it's like, let's not show
John
us
Carpenter's
anything.
Halloween.
Yeah, it showed us a lot of other movies.
I mean, we saw Laurie and the Shape going at it, and you know.
Again.
By that he means making out.
And I'm guessing this takes place a year later because she's like up and about and out of the hospital and her hair looks different.
She had to have time to like mourn her daughter and everything too. So, you know.
So I want to know what the Shape's been doing for a year, especially with all of his horrible injuries.
I just want to see them tie H2O into this somehow in some weird way, and Josh Hartnett comes back in the picture.
I just
it's
want
like, what the fuck, Mom?
I just want the screen to go dark at the end, and then I want to hear Busta Rhymes say "Trick or treat, motherfucker!"
And Danielle Harris. We need Danielle Harris, Josh Hartnett, and Busta Rhymes all in this movie.
Yeah, they've got cameos from everyone else in this damn series. They might as well bring them back.
And then it's like, let's pretend that Anthony Michael Hall was the kid. Okay, whatever.
They're gonna
We need them to
Becky.
come back and call out Laurie Strode for abandoning them.
They're gonna bring back every extra that was in the original Halloween that was just in the
Yeah.
background in the distance to come back and be killed.
You know, I used to intern for Trancas International that makes Halloween, so they can kill me in this movie if they want. I'm sure it's already done filming, but you can just insert it. Just insert it.
All right, guys. You know what? I just realized I didn't introduce either of you this episode.
It's okay. This is very rude of you, Zach.
This is your first episode. You fucked up.
Yeah. Well, my name is Zach. Let me introduce these gentlemen and have them plug their social media. So you can find us on social media at twitter.com/AMPhorror. You can stream all of our episodes at Another Miserable Podcast. You can also find all the streaming services we are available on there. All right, who am I getting introduced first? Casey, welcome back. He was not with us last episode.
Hi.
A big thank you again to Chris's lovely wife, Melody, for joining us last time.
Thank you.
She's wondering
Thank
when
you.
the check is going to come in.
I'm going to need a little more time on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But half of Can You Hear the Pod Tonight, really wonderful Disney podcast that Kris does outside of this show, which you should definitely check out. And he can plug that in just a minute. But yeah.
I have something new to plug. So anyway, you can find me at Lucha Gringo. You can find that's on Twitter. That is on Letterboxd. And I want you to be sure to follow that because not only can you see all the pictures of the toys I was talking about, I want you to be there when we launch our Twitch channel for Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland. The RPG that I will be the Neon Lord. I will be the Dungeon Master. And Zach will be the lowly
With heartburn, it sounds like.
Lowly Night
Casey.
Stalker.
You doing
And
okay?
Zach will die.
I hope Casey doesn't have heartburn.
A little bit.
You sound like you're struggling a little bit.
I've been drinking sparkling water this whole
Liquid-
time, so
liquid
I've
death.
got the hiccups.
Did you lace that with Carolina Reaper? Or
No, I just have very bad hiccups right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, great for podcasting. But yeah, we're gonna be doing an RPG, and we're probably gonna be recording or streaming our playing in some way. Byron's got to figure that out, and our friend Byron sucks. If you're listening to this, Byron, you're a piece of shit.
He says that with love, everybody.
I've known him since high school. He's been a piece of shit ever since then. At Byron Fever, follow him on Twitter. and call
They're
him a piece of
friends,
shit.
really.
He was on Storm Chasers. The show's
Frenemies.
terrible.
Okay, Kris, where can they find you on the social media? Tell us about
my name's
Can You Hear
Kris.
the Pod Tonight?
My name's Kris Pistol. You can follow me at Twitter and on Letterboxd with that name, Kris with a K, Pistol with a E. And our podcast is on YouTube. You can find it by searching Can You Hear the Pod Tonight?
Zach, before you tell people where to find you, if you haven't already, I don't remember.
I haven't yet.
I've been battling hiccups this whole time. It's painful.
He's starting to
It's
black out.
embarrassing. Thank you all for calling so much attention to it. But
You look like you're dying.
tell them about your Neon Lords character, Zach.
Oh, his name is Ernest.
P. World.
After, yes, no, that's the inspiration. Honestly, he's gonna be like Ernest P. World.
Dude, we literally are playing with a dude named Ernie. His name cannot be Ernest.
That's not my fault. I picked the name before I knew he was gonna be in the group. Fine, I'll name him Barney then.
Barney's fine. Barney's fine.
You guys want to support
Barney,
my documentary about Jim Varney called "The Importance of Being Earnest"?
Yes, I absolutely do. There should be a documentary on Jim Varney. I just want to point out, folks, that as much as Casey hates mummies, he is sat right next to a mummy behind him in the poster. It's literally right next to his head. Anyway, you can find me on my personal Twitter, twitter.com/earth2zach, earth the number 2 Zach, Z-A-K, as well as on Instagram and Letterboxd if you want to follow me there. But yeah, if, by the way, you're interested in being a guest on the show, or if you have something you'd like to promote, a short film, if you're an artist, if you have another podcast, if you want to collaborate with us, please write us at anothermiserablepodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to collab.
Please. We want to collaborate with more people than that dirtball Kevin. Kevin, if you're listening, you're dirtball.
We need friends. We're lonely.
These are all people involved in our Neon Lords game, by the way.
Thank you so much to everyone for listening. As always, if you enjoy what we do, please consider leaving us a nice review on Apple Podcasts or whatever streaming service you listen to us on. I don't ask for much, but a quick 5 stars, and that was a fun listen. That's all I need. So,
Z-Man, we got to preview our next episode because Zach and I, unless it gets canceled or something, it's a little too close for that to happen.
We need to give you a little tease. Yeah,
we are going to Midsummer Scream, which is a convention that is a haunt convention, which means half of it's a convention floor where you can buy things. The other half, little mini haunts you can go through and get the bejesus scared out of you. We both peed a little last time. Let's see if we shit our pants this time. Find out next time on Another Miserable Podcast.
We'll also have a review of Jordan Peele's latest Nope.
Maybe. It depends on how scared we get.
So look forward to all that in August, everybody.
Wait, nope, we're not going to have one?
No, nope, we are.
No?
Nope, we are? Zach, you're not making any damn sense. Just turn the podcast off.
I'm so confused right now.
Take it easy, everybody.
Nope.